You remember Susanne Atanus, who was on the show a few weeks, or maybe last week, I think it was? She's running for something in Illinois.
Oh, that's right. She's running for Congress in Illinois.
She must have been doing a Google search about herself and came across a video of herself on our website and takes issue with the description of her.
Oh,
so
she's on the line?
She's on the line to talk to you.
Susan, good morning. It's Rover. How are you?
I am doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. What's the matter? What's the problem here?
Well, I posted a video and on YouTube, and it also said that there'd be a link with Google. And I'm working very hard to be U.S. Congresswoman to fix the economy, since no one else is getting it right.
Well,
but I am not crazy.
Daily positive returns, I think, is what you're looking for, correct? In the stock market to fix the economy.
Right, and
stocks will never go down under Susan's plan.
Right. I am glad that you had me on the air. I take my candidacy very seriously. I take my platform and the issues very seriously.
Sure.
And I'm not crazy, but I think someone said, you know, for the title of our interview, Crazy Susanne Atanus, and I'm not crazy, and I would like it removed. I'm not crazy. I care a lot.
I'll have to look into this. Now, Susan, Susan is the woman who's running for Congress. She believes that the polar vortex was created by God because primarily he's angry at us, right, Susan?
Right.
He's angry because of gay marriage. He's angry because of the number of abortions that Americans are having.
Anal sex,
all of that. Now, Susan,
it also is linked to autism, Rover.
Autism was caused. God's angry at us. Now,
well, let me share this with you. When I had the interview with the Daily Herald, I was very polite. I was very careful the wording that I said. What I said was, we never heard of autism dementia. And I said, we had 24 tornadoes in 2 hours on a Sunday afternoon that hit 3 counties and did a lot of damage.
And that was 2 days after they voted on some bill, right?
Okay. So I never, used the word punishment. I never said...
but you believe that, though, right?
Connections.
But wait a second, Susan. Let's wait. People like an honest candidate... But you believe that. You believe God is punishing us. You believe that.
Let me share this with you. We're not changing our ways, okay? And God is angry with sin.
Right.
And the sin is increasing.
Now,
all right, the sin is increasing, and we're seeing it in floods.
Let me ask you one question.
And droughts, too.
Let me ask you one question. If the polar vortex in this extreme cold spell that we've had, it was -12 on my way to work last week. If that is related to gay sex in any way, why isn't San Francisco, California, -300 degrees right now?
-300 degrees, that's very cold.
That's right, but there's a lot of butt sex going on there.
All right, what I'm saying is this. God is angry with sin of any kind.
Is the temperature? Wait! I know, but I have a question, a serious question for you.
Okay.
No, I have a serious question for you.
My candidacy very seriously.
Sure.
Many people go to Google, and I don't want millions of people to see Crazy Susanne Atanus because that's not going to help my campaign.
It may with a certain constituency. Now, is the temperature of a given region inversely proportional to the amount of butt sex that they're having? So, for instance,
I'm not saying anything about those words that you're using.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying to please change the title of the video so it says Susanne Atanus for U.S. Congress.
I have an idea for the video name, Rover.
I'm not crazy.
It just says Susanne Atanus.
Excuse me, don't mispronounce my name. It's
Susanne Atanus. Susanne Atanus thinks that gays cause autism and the polar vortex. Definitely not crazy. What if that was the title of the video?
All right, I am I'm not crazy.
No, we say that in the title.
It was called Crazy Susanne Atanus, and I'm not crazy.
Now, Susan,
the economy. So that is the issue that we should be discussing.
Now, Susan, we talked about when
daily positive returns, because we're being ripped off with the down day. On down day, they take away our money. It goes back to companies retain earnings. The 1% get richer and richer and has to stop. And Congress is looking the other way. The presidents are looking the other way. And we've been ripped off for 100 years.
All right, Susan, I have a question for you.
Calling.
Right. Okay. Wait. Very serious question. Hang on, Susan. Now, we talked about Barack Obama possibly being the Antichrist when you were on last week.
No. You see, you're bringing up crazy things.
No.
Those kind of crazy things when I'm an intelligent woman is on the air.
I know. But wait a second, Susan.
Please don't put that on the air with me, because I do not entertain that, and that is nonsense.
Okay.
And I already answered your question before.
But wait a second.
So
we brought it up. Wait. I have one very important question for you, Susan.
Things crazy
Susan,
on the air.
I have one very important question. You did, in all fairness, she said that she does not believe Barack Obama is the Antichrist. She believes the Antichrist is alive, but not necessarily Barack Obama. Now, have you ever thought, this is a serious question, this is a real mind bender, is it possible that you could be the Antichrist? And the reason I ask is because in your last name, if you rearrange the letters, it spells Satan.
That I am aware. S. Atanus, take off the U.S. at the end of my name is saying, no, I am not. I am a Christian.
But I have a question.
If you rearrange, it's you, Satan.
Like
so Susan, it says Susan, you, Satan. Are you the Antichrist?
No.
Have you thought about this? Would you know? Would you know if you were the Antichrist?
Well, the person who is the Antichrist probably doesn't know it.
Susan,
so you could be, but you don't know. But you're saying you're not the Antichrist, but you don't know because you just told me the Antichrist wouldn't know. And with the last name that when you rearrange...
the Antichrist most likely does not know. But can I hang up?
But that's why you could be the Antichrist, because you wouldn't know that you're the Antichrist, but your last name spells you, Satan. So your name would be Susan, you Satan.
Okay, but I'm not. And this is
Susan, would the Antichrist...
Please take off crazy from the title of the video, okay? I don't want it on Google with that title.
Okay, Susan, would the Antichrist deny being the Antichrist?
Maybe.
Well, so you could be the Antichrist.
All the evidence is pointing right here.
She's fooling us.
No, I am not the Antichrist. I care a lot about people, and I'm not the Antichrist. And I'm not anti-Jesus Christ. The Antichrist is anti-Jesus Christ, and I am not anti-Jesus
But don't
Christ.
you think the Antichrist would try to fool us into believing that they're not the Antichrist by saying that they're into Christ, but really they're the Antichrist?
Okay, well, I am not. And you know what? How long are you going to keep on asking me?
Don't hang up.
Honey, hang up.
No, don't.
You keep asking if you can.
No, don't. Hold on. We have 2 more questions.
Go ahead, Dieter. You have a question.
If you can kill one person, who would you kill?
Killing is not Christian, and I don't entertain.
Would you kill the Antichrist?
If you could kill the Antichrist, would you kill the Antichrist?
Okay, we're back to the same old nonsense again.
But I'm just asking. I mean, if you...
Mr. Rover, you might have a successful radio station, but I'm calling just to let you know, when I asked that you take the word crazy off the title, he says you can ask him on the air. So, I really wasn't crazy about that idea. So I'm going to hang up.
No, don't. No, wait, don't.
Dieter has one more question for you. Dieter, what else do you want to know? I'm still waiting for the answer of why San Francisco isn't really, really cold. If the polar vortex was caused because of gay sex, you'd think it would be freezing in San Francisco. Yes, Dieter, what's your last question for Miss Atanus, who's running for Congress in Illinois?
If you could have sexual relations with any celebrity, who would you pick?
All right, I'm hanging up.
No, wait, don't.
Crazy. You might have a silly radio station, but I'm hanging up.
Wait, don't hang up yet.
She never answered the original
Have a good day.
Wait, don't hang up yet.
One last one. Have you had premarital sex?
All right. You know what? You have a silly radio station. I'm hanging up.
Wait, don't hang up yet.
Have a good day.
One more.
Only the Antichrist would hang up.
Intelligent questions about the issues for my campaign.
I got a question.
If you wait, hang on. If you hang up, you're the Antichrist. Jeffrey LaRocque has a question. He could be your running mate. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
I wouldn't be her running mate, but I want to ask her: do you think that government should stay out of the woman's right to an abortion?
Well, it's not an easy thing to do. I don't think the government will ever be out of the issue of abortions. I think that it comes into medical insurance paying for abortions.
Susan, would you personally abort the Antichrist?
Okay, you're asking.
If you knew that a woman was pregnant with the Antichrist, would you abort the fetus? Because you're Republican, you would be against abortion. But if you knew that the baby was the Antichrist,
even the Antichrist can be saved. So there is hope for the Antichrist. Even the Antichrist can be saved.
with what?
Accepting Jesus Christ in his or her heart.
Faith.
How would you get them to do that if they're the Antichrist?
Well, we pray. We pray for miracles.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone can be saved with accepting Jesus Christ in their heart.
Now, I love this idea that you have of the positive daily return on the stock market. So under your plan, stocks never go down, correct?
Correct. Publicly traded companies, the blue chip companies, and banks, because they don't have a down date. So if they don't have a down date, they have to pay the shareholders right every day.
So they never lose money, these banks and these big companies. They never fail to meet earnings or lose money.
Right.
I see.
So there never should be a down day.
Have you ever thought about maybe just printing more money and handing that out to everyone? Like you could give $1 million to every household in the United States. Why not try that?
Well, let's do it with daily positive returns from corporations and banks that are making the money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do that.
I think it might just be easier to print more money.
Okay, well, I answered it.
Well, you think about that. Think maybe you could add this to your campaign platform.
That'd be crazy.
I think it would work.
Well, the Federal Reserve pumps money into the banks when they want the banks to lower the interest rate. You know, the Federal Reserve isn't really working that well, but that's the idea of the Federal Reserve.
I think we have to end the Fed, right?
Money. Well, it's not working right, no.
Jeffrey, you have another question for Susan Atanus? Go ahead, quickly.
No, I don't.
I have one. What's your current job, Susan?
Well, my current job is campaign manager, and
For who?
I'm a caregiver. I'm a campaign manager for Susanne Atanus for a U.S.
Who's
Congress.
she? I haven't heard of this candidate. Who is that?
Me.
Oh, you're your own campaign manager. Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Oh.
Cool.
And I'm a caregiver to my parents.
What are her chances of winning
They're very good.
so far? Is there anything that could
Sure,
be done better?
they're very good.
Is there anything that Susan should do better as a campaign manager for Susan that you think she should do?
Well, I'm making an effort to call, on people who where I need to bridge, communications, and so I called you because I saw it was not a good title on Google, where many people go to Google. And I am not crazy, and I care a lot about people. I care a lot about fixing the economy and creating jobs and government revenue and all this without raising taxes. So I'm not crazy. I am very concerned we're having newer diseases. I'm very concerned this is a really cold winter. Even yesterday was really, really cold. I mean, too cold to go out, even to take a little walk. It's shows that.
Do you believe that
God is angry? God is angry. I mean, if you give us this kind of winter, and tomorrow we're going to get, actually today through tomorrow, 4 to 6 more inches south. Little south might get more. And we've been just blasted with a lot of snow and a lot of cold weather. It's something we've never seen before. I mean, usually the winter might have 3 weeks of real cold weather.
So we're going to get
the whole winter. This has been the whole winter.
We're going to get 4 to 6 inches. Do you think that's because Paco gave 8 to 10 inches last night?
I'm not really familiar with the term. Paco gave 8 to 10 inches last night.
I see.
I'm not really sure.
Well, it's a meteorological term. Any other questions for Susan before we let her go? She's running for Congress in Illinois. Well, the Republican Party has disavowed you, right, Susan?
No, I still have communications with my Republican friends. No, they haven't disavowed me. The Daily Herald responded to them and said that they used words that I really didn't use myself, but they said that she's going to be obedient, which I didn't say that. I just said I'm going to stay in the race.
In her original clip, Susan, you said that dementia's only been around for 16 years.
No, I never said a year. I never said a year span. I just said...
No, you said 16 years ago, nobody had ever heard of dementia or autism or polar vortex.
Well, maybe I might have used 16 years. It might be more like 28 years. People didn't hear of those things. It's just that more and more people are coming down with macular degeneration, and you hear more children having autism and dementia and Parkinson's and
the weather.
I'm concerned.
How much butt sex was going on during the Ice Age? Were the animals having butt sex with each other to cause the Ice Age?
It was very cold.
It was extremely cold for, I think, millions of years.
Extremely
eons.
with an E-E-E-E.
Yes.
Extremely cold.
Was God mad then?
Well, there weren't a lot of people around in the Ice Age.
So why did God create the Ice Age?
Oh, that's an excellent question.
Mm-hmm. Susan, this is fascinating. I always love when Susan is on. I hope that we're helping your campaign. Is there anything else we can, yard signs? Do you have any bumper stickers we can distribute? Pins? What can we do to help get the Susanne Atanus name out there?
Well, you can periodically, mention that I am running. I am running to fix the economy. I am running to make sure that everyone has a good life and an abundant life with prosperity for all and a good retirement. And we need more income, and we'll spend more on goods and services, and this will create more jobs, like I mentioned, also generate government revenue. So state of Illinois is in $26.8 billion in the hole for teachers' pensions, and it's like they don't get it, even though I tell them you have to get the returns from stocks and corporations and banks. If you that deficit, and they don't get it, but eventually they will get it.
Do you think it's possible?
They're going to be getting that revenue as investors. They're going to have to start getting that money as returns instead of going into the middle class pockets all the time.
When Anthony Weiner ran, some nude photos were released. Do you think any nude photos will be released of Susan?
Is that possible? Are there any campaign bombshells that your opponent could release against you, Susan? Like he said, the Anthony Weiner nude photos. Last minute, prior to the election, is there any possibility your opponent could unleash a torrent of nude Susanne Atanus photos?
No, you know what? I don't think so, but I'm letting you know those are crazy ideas, and I could sue the person. Like I'm letting you know, putting down that I'm crazy is a grounds for, punishment.
Now, if
making me go in public with the label, adjective that's not true, and so please remove the word crazy and don't talk crazy when I'm on the air. And I just appreciate if you could announce that Susanne Atanus is running as a Republican candidate to fix the economy, and she's worthy of our vote. And it'll also create world peace because it'll reduce gangs, violence, terrorism, killing, hunger, and poverty.
Last question, Susan. If you make it to Congress, is there any possibility that we could see, maybe a few years from now, Susanne Atanus for president?
I think I will be president one day.
You think so?
And am running because I care, and it's important that also that countries reduce their deficits.
I have the perfect running mate for you.
The world will do well.
His name is Jeffrey LaRocque. He would be a perfect vice presidential candidate. He's writing a book, soon to be on the New York Times bestseller list, Blood on the Microphone. Jeffrey, introduce yourself to Susan.
I'm sorry, Ms. Atanus, but I will not qualify as a running mate to be a running mate for the president of the United States because, I lack the 4 things you need to be in politics: money, education, and name recognition.
Atanus and anus.
Those are the 4 things
you don't have to be insulting. That is not right. And you know what? You don't have to insult your own intelligence by talking unintelligent over the radio.
Now, do you think he can...
Atanus, and for your information, it means God's gift. And so that is the name that I have.
Wait, Atanus means God's gift?
Yeah, Atanus means God's gift.
In what language?
Aramaic.
In Aramaic. Oh, all right. We learned something.
Think of the ticket at anus and a dirty anus.
You know what? Don't insult your own intelligence. That is not right. That is disrespectful. And I didn't come on the air to be insulted.
Now,
so you can apologize to me.
Jeffrey apologized to Susan.
Well, I did not. First of all, Miss Atanus, I didn't mispronounce your name. Second of all, I'm just saying I lack the proper qualifications to be a politician.
But I think that is what makes you so appealing to the voters, Jeffrey, that you're a regular guy. Don't you think we need that, Susan? Just a regular guy. He could be your running mate when you run for president of the United States after you make it into Congress. Mr. Jeffrey LaRocque, we nominate you Vice President of the United States of America. Yes.
It's not going to happen. I will put down my bottom dollar.
All right, Susan, good luck in your campaign. I appreciate the call. I hope to hear from you again soon, Susan.
Okay, and please remove the word C-R-A-Z-Y from Google title on the video because it's not right.
I'll see what we can do. Thank you, Susan. Susan Atanus. All right, she's running for Congress right now in the state of Illinois. She is a brilliant Republican, and she deserves your vote.